right. I'm putting my seatbelt on. Good day, good day. Today is Thursday, the 13th. It's technically my Friday. And it is day 67. And yeah, I think I said today is the 13th. So, being honest, I guess I'm a little anxious. There's not the greatest amount of clarity right now. I feel like I woke up kind of groggy. I don't know if that's because of the workout yesterday or what. I had some spaghetti or something like that, homemade spaghetti for lunch yesterday, which kicked off some indigestion that was very familiar before, pre-diet I would suffer. So that didn't make me super happy, but that's what I get, I suppose. It's like cooked down spaghetti sauce, but it's made with real tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. So I figured that it was okay because it didn't have all the additives, the sugars and stuff that, commercialized sauces have. But nonetheless, suffer some indigestion that I wasn't happy with. Point being is, I'd say I'm probably sticking about 80% to the diet. The diet, I mean, according to my blood type. I say I'm about 80%. So I guess I can expect, if you do what you always did, you'll continually get those results. So I guess I have to attribute that. Even 20%, is not, conducive and producing favorable results because you're not giving your all. So what do I expect, right? But nonetheless, it's just, I'm not really clear. I'm not really sharp. Even now, I feel like, I'm just not as clear, not as sharp. I'm kind of, to be honest, a little bored with things. Does that change what I know or what I believe I should do? No. So with that said, does it really matter how I feel about it? Does that really matter in the end? Or should I be focused on the goal or goals and the truth of the matter? Should I be dissuaded or put off by the way I feel right now? Or should I be determined and persevere in spite of how I feel? To put it another way, are my feelings reality, or is what I know is true? Meaning, if you put in the work, you reap the things that you pursue. It doesn't really matter how I feel about it. Especially once I have the witness and testimony of having been, 100% on the diet, 100% on the journey, once you have that is truth. And so, we're supposed to, in my opinion, refer back to those times. You have those in your mind and your memory as testimony, of how you felt when you were pure or when you were doing exactly what it is you had set out to do. And, so I think that's the human condition. We often, and too often, forget. We have a very short memory at times, short attention span at other times, because the days obfuscate, those truths, those facts that are established in your mind, or that were established in your mind. Maybe an instant situation, a current situation, I should say, has masked over what you know to be true. Maybe several situations, current situations. Maybe it may be something that came out of nowhere, something that you did not expect, and something that kind of hit you below the belt, that draws your attention away from the facts and the truth and the truths that you know. It reminds me, if you watch the movie Fight Club, you remember when Brad Pitt and Edward Norton were in the kitchen, and they were, during the process of creating their soap bars or whatever. And if you remember, Brad Pitt grabs Edward Norton's hands on the table and pours some lye, one of the ingredients in the soap, on Edward Norton's hands, and then proceeds to hold his hands in place on the table. And Edward Norton is burning, the lye is burning Edward Norton's hands, and he's like, and Brad Pitt won't let him go. And so Edward Norton tries to go to the happy place in his mind, and the view switches to what he's thinking in his mind, this happy place, and Brad Pitt suddenly snaps him back into reality and tells him, no, don't go to your happy place. In other words, deal with the pain. I don't know, that just reminded me of that scene in that movie, Fight Club. That was pretty good. It was a weird, trippy movie. But, that's kind of what happens. The problems of the day and the instant issues of the moment sometimes obscure and get in the way of the truth. We forget. That's how we forget, right? That's how we forget the fact of the matter or the truths about our reality, about our personality, our characters. We forget based upon, how someone is treating us right now. They tick us off, so we come out of our skin or out of our personality, out of our character for that moment, and we forget, that there are much more substantial considerations, and we lose. That's called losing your cool. Your personality and character is usually a cool individual. People like you and what have you, but then, you can forget that that's how you are perceived by most people. If someone steps on your foot, or cuts you off in traffic or whatever. And so I guess this is just, a reminder to myself, and hopefully a motivational talk to you, not to forget to maybe find something that snaps you back into reality, like Brad Pitt did to Edward Norton. Maybe you need to find something that snaps you back into reality, whatever that might be, to keep you from slipping out and forgetting, your personality, your character. Trouble doesn't last, as they say, always. There's valleys and there are peaks on this journey. And I guess the one thing that keeps us going is the memories. The memories of the things that are important in your life. I guess that's why family becomes so important if you have it. Those who you make the most memories with. And that's why, we come together, we're social creatures. Because it's very important to be able to remember. That's what gives us hope. That's what gives us passion. And that's why they say that no man is an island. It's not conducive to a positive end for humanity to be alone. We need to create memories. We need to have memories. We need to have memorials. In the scriptures, in closing, they used to always talk about the fathers, Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. Always setting up memorials. So I think that might be a great practice, actually, to start setting up memorials in whichever way. We don't have to set up stones or nothing like that. Or if it works for you, maybe do that. Because we must, at all costs, remember. All right, make it a great day. We'll see you on the next upload. Woo! And the weekend begins for me. Make it a great day. Peace.